Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm here and you're there. My name is Maggie, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be week 2 check in, and lots of things have happened since last week. First of all, first of all, happy holidays. I guess I should say that first. And then, second, it has just been a wild week. Like, it was just so eventful, and I had a busy weekend, so I didn't really have time to rest and recuperate. And I'm having another busy weekend this weekend, so there's really ain't no rest for the wicked. And you know what? That's okay. It's the holiday season, so I get it. But like tonight, I'm making cookies right now. I have half of my makeup on. I don't have my contacts in yet, but I guess I have all of my makeup on because I'll probably put on a little bit of highlighter, but nothing too crazy. And I might even take the lipstick off. I kind of just wore it to this video just to see if I like it. Okay, so first line of business. I had a bladder infection last week. You know, crazy. So let's start with Friday. So last Friday, I was feeling nauseous and I kind of had a pain in my stomach, but I had lunch at 11 and I didn't eat until like 7, and so I figured, oh, maybe because I didn't have any sort of snack or anything at all, that's why my stomach was like hungry or something. So I remember I stopped at a gas station and grabbed a bag of chips, ate those chips on the way home, came home, was doodling around the house and everything, and then I threw up. I just threw up. Crazy. And I was like, uh-oh, what could that mean? Checked my temperature, no fever, nothing, okay? Continue on my day. That whole weekend, I kind of had a stomach pain. I was still making bowel movements. I was peeing regularly. I didn't have any sort of fever at all. I've been checking my feet, like my temperature and everything. Just, doing basic bodily vitals. And so then it was Sunday, and I was in pain. I was in pain. I took, I think, 3 ibuprofen, and I usually don't take anything whenever, even if I get cramps or something, because I'm like, okay, I know this will pass. I know it'll be okay. Just, gotta hang on for like 3 minutes or something. So, but this pain was not going away. I took 3 ibuprofen, and I put on a heating pack, and I woke up at like 3 a.m. sweating, still in pain, and I was like on the verge of tears. Like, I was just hurting so bad. And I would say I have a relatively high pain tolerance. Um, some people may disagree with that, but I think I relatively have a high pain tolerance. And so for me to just be in this much pain, okay, I was like, okay, something is wrong. And my rule is that if something I have in 3 days doesn't clear up itself, or whatever I'm doing doesn't help, I go to a doctor. It's been my rule. It did change during COVID because COVID was crazy. And now that, thankfully, thank you government, gave us another round of free tests again. If you don't have your test, I'll put a link on to get your test, because everyone needs to get their free test. And that's the only thing where I'm like, okay, if I feel symptoms, I'm taking a test, and I'm, virtually seeing a doctor. That's probably the only difference of my routine. But everything else, I'm just like, okay, if this lasts 3 days with no significant changes to what I'm doing, we're seeing someone. So, as we all know, I just got my own insurance, so I really didn't know. I knew I had to, get a doctor's appointment and everything. I'm not medically illiterate. Like, I could figure it out. But I didn't know. And then through my work, it's also a health insurance company. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the clinic that's in-house. And for some reason, I couldn't schedule an appointment in-house. So I was like, okay, I'll do it another way. And there's another way where it's like a 24/7 telemedicine thing. So I did that. And luckily, the PA I had was like, I used to run the clinic that's in your building for like 12 years. Go down there, pee in a cup. We'll see if we can do some tests, and we'll see what's going on. So did that and everything, explained my symptoms. It was kind of like, okay, this is either a bladder infection or pregnancy. And I was like, and or in my head, you know, my facade was, oh, okay, but like in my head I was like, and or I take my birth control every day. I'm smart. We are smart. I'm not ready. Okay. So, and they didn't have any pregnancy tests there. So I was like, okay, I have one at home. I can do that. And they were like, okay, perfect. Yeah, take one at home. And then they said like my leukocytes were elevated, which means that there's a trace of like an infection happening or something. So she prescribed me antibiotics, and I picked those up. This happened on Monday. I picked those up on Monday, and then started taking those. I'm still on them. I think my last day is Saturday morning, so tomorrow morning. And then I like within like Monday I was still in pain, so I took an ibuprofen. Tuesday it was a lot better. Wednesday I was in pain, but I think I was in pain because there's a lot of work stress there. There was a work party, and I was just overwhelmed. So on Wednesday usually the office is empty. It's me, my boss, and maybe like 2 other people who come in, okay? And it's a huge office building, okay? So this floor it's huge, okay? So 100 people signed up to come in office for the holiday party. And I was just overwhelmed because I only had 60 desks set up for people. And so they were like, just do another 20. It'll be okay. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll do another 20. So I did another 20. And believe it or not, 100 people plus more showed up. So there was about 20 plus people who didn't have desks. And I just felt so bad. And like, there's a lot of just Frankenstein figuring it out, technology and stuff like that. So I already felt bad about that. I got yelled at by someone because I didn't attend. Originally, I wasn't going to attend not my boss, but my boss's boss's holiday brunch. And they were like, you are being disrespectful and just kind of like all this stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll go. But there was like so much to do to like set up for like the parties that was happening. So I felt bad leaving, which is why I didn't go originally. But anyways, I ended up going, and I really wasn't hungry, so I got oatmeal, and it was, it was all right. I wish I would have gotten fruit, because someone got a fruit bowl, and I was like, I wish I would have gotten that, because that looks so much better than what I had. And then, like, I come back, I'm trying to help everyone, I'm trying to see where I'm needed and everything, and there was just kind of, like, comments from one person that were just kind of thrown not at me, like they didn't directly say anything to me, but they were just kind of, thrown indirectly, if that makes sense. Like, I was helping them set up something, and I heard them say, oh, finally, they're here. And I was kind of like, okay. So that, I was kind of overwhelmed because, like, everyone is super nice at my job. And I guess I do need that constant reassurance and validation that I am doing a good job, because I am technically, I've been there for over a year and 3 quarters, but I still feel like I'm the new person because there's not people in the office that I can bond with, So it's just it's a little bit difficult trying to make work bonds when everyone's virtual. And they all have this past of working in the office together, and I'm just kind of like here, So there's just that I just realized that, I guess, on Wednesday, and that was overwhelming to me. And then I was still in pain at that time too. And then what broke the straw on the camel's back, however that saying is. Sorry. My nail broke. Like, this pinky, I got it fixed. It broke off, and I was just like kind of devastated due to the fact that I've had these nails on, I think, for at least 3 months, and that is the only time that something has ever happened to them. So with all of this stress and being kind of in pain, and then my nail falling off, and then thinking I'm not good enough for this job or anything, and then on top of that, I couldn't eat any of the food that was brought in. We had 20 dozen donuts. Oh my gosh, they looked so good. So good. And then we had 20 dozen cookies as well for afterwards. And then all of the food was like pasta based, and there was meatballs, but I was like too scared to do anything because I didn't want to miss out on helping someone. So I didn't eat because I was like, okay, I gotta make sure everyone eats first and everything. And after that, after lunch was done, then I cried in the bathroom for like 15 minutes, texted my boyfriend, cleaned myself up, reminded myself it was just one day. It was one day. I'll be okay. You know, I had one bad day. Whatever. I'll get over it. You know, I will survive. And cleaned myself up. When I came out of the bathroom though, like I was red and my eyes were just, you know, still red from crying and everything. And I remember this trick of like getting like a cool towel and just like dabbing on you. So that's what I did. And I think it helped a little. And then I did like laps around the building to just like make sure that everyone was good and everything. And then I think I had like a little to-go soup can, and that's what I ate. Because I was just afraid to eat the food. I don't know why. I just had this feeling that I was gonna get yelled at because I wasn't doing something, or I wasn't paying attention, or I don't know, I was just being greedy. Like, I don't know. I just had really bad anxiety. And then when that one coworker left, like my anxiety lifted. I was so much happier. Like there was like a second afternoon party I was attending with like the same group of people. And that went a lot better because I just felt less, you know, less anxious, which is crazy. Crazy. But yeah, I lost a nail, but I did get that repaired yesterday. Luckily they had the same color and everything. The only difference is because it's like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like still a square shape, and this is what I want. But the rest of my nails, because I, you know, use them for things, are starting to look around it. So whenever I go back next week to get a refill and everything, I'm going to get them reshaped as well because they need to be nice and sharp. And I think for Christmas, I know this is kind of like right now I have red, but I think I'm going to do a dark green and then a dark blue. But the dark blue is going to be the glittery, and then the dark green is going to be just like the plain sheen, plain matte, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And so then the rest of my work week was okay. Thursday, I was in office, just as me and my boss. We were chatting. I was catching up on work, on emails, on faxes, and like my Outlook was bad, and I was on IT on the phone with them for like an hour. I mean, I think we kind of got the problem fixed. Like my computer still runs slow, but they said I might need to get a new one soon, which is crazy. It's crazy because they were like, the guy I was on the phone with, they were like, if we actually take the time to solve the root of the problem and everything, it will cost the same amount of a new computer. Huh? I'm not sure how many hours that is, but that's insane. So they're like, we just might as well replace the equipment. It'll save time and money. Crazy. So y'all got money? That's what I'm hearing. Y'all got money? So I guess we'll move on into some good news. Eee! So I did lose weight again. I only lost, I think it was about 0.9 pounds, or maybe just a pound difference compared to last week. I thought it'd be more because I felt like I didn't eat this week, but I also feel like I'm a little blocked up, and I'm a little like, not constipated, but I think because my stress hormones were so up that like I'm retaining more weight. But I did actually do 2 walks this week, so I was proud of myself. I did one on Tuesday, and then I did one on Thursday. Yes. And also, also on Tuesday, my friend, he was like, I want to go see Napoleon. And I was like, okay, cool. I want to go see Napoleon too. So he was like, okay, let's go at 6 p.m. There are movies in the waterfront. Okay, now by me, there's two places. There's something called the Waterworks, and then there's the waterfront. The waterfront is like 30 minutes away from me. The Waterworks is 10 minutes away from me. And if I would drive to the waterfront to the Waterworks, that would be about like 30-45, okay? So he told me the waterfront at 6 p.m. Cool beans. I get there at 5:50. I'm like, LOL, I'm here. And then he sends me a picture and it says Waterworks Cinema. Ah! I was so frustrated. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So, so I was like, I'll be there in 30 minutes, but I don't think we're going to see this movie. He's like, I don't think so either. I'm sorry, I told you the wrong thing. We'll get dinner. And I was like, okay, sure. So we got dinner, so that was nice. That was super fun. We got Mad Max. And I got these carnitas pineapple tacos. They were really good. I would recommend if you have a Mad Max around you. But I am pro pineapple. Like, I'm pro pineapple on pizza, on tacos, pineapple upside down cake, hell yeah. The one thing about it though is I am kind of allergic to it, so I can't eat it like a whole raw one. I mean, you shouldn't eat a whole raw one, but like I can't eat a lot of it or else my mouth gets fuzzy. So yeah, that's like the only downfall with pineapple, but I love it. Pro pineapple. So yes, so yeah, my weight loss was 313.4, the picture. And that's been my week. So today, my boyfriend's coming home. My brother came home yesterday. And then I have my cookie party / Secret Santa today, which is why I'm making cookies. And I'm making Linzer cookies. I'll post a picture of them here. And then I'll post like the recipe I guess I'm using. I'm using a box. There's gonna be like a shorts that I'm gonna be posting soon. But yeah, using a box, sorry. It's kind of hard to make gluten-free food, I'll be honest, because it's a lot more crumbly because gluten in baking products or baking, whenever you bake with it, it's what makes bread fluffy, what makes things stick together. It's the protein, So without it, everything is kind of like, it just falls apart. It's a little frustrating. But thankfully, like the baking mixes out there have always been good. I haven't had a bad issue with one. I can't think of one right now, but they've been well tested. So I really like how they're coming out and they taste super good. Has been one broken one and I was like, okay, it was yummo. And I like raspberry, so it has raspberry preserves inside of it, and then I put powdered sugar on top. So, and for Secret Santa, I got my best friend ever, like that's in this friend group. So I'm super excited. She got me last year, so I wonder who got me. And I could honestly probably figure out because there's only 4 of us in this group. But I just like to leave it. I'm not nosy in this sense. I like to be surprised. So I am super excited. Our budget was $35. I definitely went over. Also with my mom's help. Shout out to my mom. So I'm super excited to give her a present. And it's just gonna be a super fun night because after that I'm gonna see my boyfriend and we'll probably hang out with his family for a little bit, watch the movies, and then the next day, so like this weekend, we're spending the whole weekend at my parents' place playing board games, I guess. I'm not sure what else we're gonna be doing. Oh, I don't know, but we'll have fun. So yeah, that has been my week. I have a list down here on my Google Pixel tablet. And it says calling myself out. I'm trying to think what I called myself one point. Oh, I think it's, oh, not doing Pilates. Okay. So I know I said in like my original video, I'm going to be doing A, B, and C, blah, 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 blah. And I want to. I really do. Like, I do inspire or aspire to be someone who works out every day because I think that's good for you. It is good for you, especially like working a desk job. Like, you got to move those joints, you know? So, I want to work out every day, but I haven't been doing Pilates, and I've been doing, last week I walked, 1 day a week. This week I walked 2 days a week. Next week I'm probably just going to walk 3 days a week because I want to build that up to be like, okay, you can handle this if you make the time. Like, it's a me problem for sure. So that's why I wrote that. I was like, okay, why am I calling myself out? So I think that is all I have to say, guys. I'm gonna continue making some cookies. My friend requested 3 dozen. I have 9 right now. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to a dozen, and I even doubled the recipe. So she's just gonna have to deal with it. Because there's not 3 dozen people there. Like, there's gonna be 10 people, I think. 12 is max. But whatever. So, all right. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you have a great weekend. Happy holidays. And I will see you soon. Mwah.